Hi, everyone, and welcome to another episode of our STX Weekly, episode 45. And yeah, sporting a bit more of a casual vibe and a bit of ocean breeze here. I'm actually sat at a beach shack in Goa. I've been working from here for the day. It's a really nice spot to do that. And I was going to get home to do the show, and I thought, why not just do it from here? I've been saying I'm in Goa. Why not actually show you where to go out, people who tune in. So this is what a Goan beach shack looks like. Yeah, you can see seats as where I was sitting. The beach is down there. It's pretty nice spot to bring your day. To spend your working day, shall we say? All right. Um, with that said, I just realized I have not shared my screen, so why don't I do that? Just next engine, which is kicked off, so that's not so we making too much noise. All right. Welcome to STX Weekly, show number 45. I've got dogs. I've got an engine which has just started. Um, yeah, like literally just started right now. I don't know if you can hear me okay, but I'm gonna power through this episode in any case. What do we have as our top story for the week? Well, story number 5. We have funding deals. Today we are talking about a deal for Gridfinder. There's not too much actually, to be honest. It's a 120K deal. This is a UK-based company which is on time side in UK, which does let's say for motorsports, it's a discount which helps connect people. Like it's a bit of gaming uh, on motorsports. Yeah, it helps connect gamers who are interested in online racing and for online racing communities. So that's about it. Our team looked high and low for funding deals for none. And in fact, I talked about it in the newsletter. I talked about it in our podcast episode this week that it's clear that there has been a funding round dry up. We haven't seen as many new funding rounds in the recent past. That is for sure. What we have seen, though, is a lot of new funds announce that they have capital to deploy. This is a major story that will continue to develop. I think that means different things for the ecosystem, at least for this 3-month period from November last year till January of this year, continuing into Feb. It has been a real slowdown in terms of investments, but there is a ton of capital to deploy. We've covered it on this show, whether it be Coreside's Fund 3 and the engine is going off now, so hopefully you can hear me better. Coreside announced a $100 million fund. KB Partners announced a $100 million fund. Sapphire Sport announced a $181 million fund. Who else? I mean, Shikhar Dhawan announced a $75 million fund. Dick's Sporting Goods announced a $50 million fund, all in the same 3-month period that there has been a funding slowdown. Moral of the story is the startups that are watching, for just people who are interested in what's happening in the space, there is capital to deploy. It will just take a bit of time getting to the market. So stay on it, startup, stay vigilant, manage your cash flows, manage your burn rate, get through this period because there is plenty of momentum to carry you through on the other side. For right now, though, this is our only deal. It's an online racing community game called Gridfinder based out of the UK. That is story number 1. Next up, this is actually a surprising one to me. This is a story about the DFP opening an NFT tender, right, for NFTs related to the men's national team, or sorry, not men's and women's, all the German national teams. What does this NFT tender include? The rights being offered are, and this is the official, let's say, notice from the DFP. It includes card collections, card games linked to real life data, card games not linked to real life data, match moments, which are video moments, and digital merch. Right, so the DFP GmbH will conduct an open, transparent, and non-discriminatory tendering process. Yeah, and they've attached a bunch of regulations for those who are interested. The period that will be Peloton is for is from July 23 to July 25. It's 2 seasons for the DFB national teams. And we'll also cover, of course, the men's Euros will be hosted in Germany. Now, why I find this interesting is the timing of it. It's such a weird moment to be in the opening the NFT space. We've just seen the Premier League renegotiate their mega deal with Consensus down to a pretty healthy deal still with Sorare. The DFL, the Bundesliga, still works with Sorare. So I would expect them to be, let's say, as part of this bidding process. But it just feels like I mean it's I guess leading up to the Euros, the national teams have realized that they have to do something. They want to be in the conversation. What this will actually lead to, I don't know. What value these rights will go at. That is what I'm most curious to see. Will it go to one of the big names? I mean, there'll be players, also players who are not catering to all 5 segments. Like Sorare, for example, is not interested in video moments, right? So maybe they'll bifurcate these 5 into 5 different service providers, or maybe 3 or 4 service providers. We will wait and see. That is a bit of NFT news. What else we have? A story that we've covered a lot over the few years about Peloton and their epic comeback after, they've dropped their losses. The share price of the firm has seen a surge of 26%. I actually opened the 5-year chart, as you can see here. We've seen this huge dip. We did a lot of reporting around it. It's low at below $10, $7, $8. Lows here, I can see 8, 7.24 here in October last year. But since that, it's seen a pickup. We're at $15 right now, so there's been a slight bump, 26% as this Postpro Media guys. By the way, they're running their ignition program, their ignition online event as we speak. I believe it's these few days. Do check it out. If you're available too. But anyways, Postpro Media brings this article about how Peloton is maybe making a comeback. They've reduced, they've cut jobs, they've outsourced production, they've focused on execution. The new CEO, Barry McCarthy, has clamped down with trying to bring laser focus into what the company does. But is that really enough, or has the horse bolted already? Fit Insider, another resource that I love and we respect, Anthony and Joe Venere, their take on the situation. Peloton's turnaround delivers mixed results. So we're seeing losses down. We're seeing costs coming down. Net loss is lower than last year, but revenue has surpassed expectations, but still significantly down from last year. But that, I guess, was expected. The margins are okay. Gross subscription margins are decent. But at the same, and of course, it goes to talk about Barry McCarthy's optimism and their focus on outsourcing manufacturing and so on. But despite the positive, it's too soon to tell if this is, as he says, just spinning its wheels. Nice little analogy. They have equipment sales are down, sales are obviously down already, and they're losing users on the app. So Peloton's biggest USP has been their stickiness for their products, which maybe is not as sticky as we first thought, especially as Fit Insider puts it. Global economy is a bit weaker, but that's for everyone. Gym visits are on the rise. The competitive nature of the connected fitness space, and also the shift from very expensive hardware to, let's say, different formats, including those that Peloton's offering, the rent a bike or hardware comes for free, like those kind of formats, which seem to be more popular now in the connected space. It's unclear whether the induced boom that Peloton saw will ever reach back. I think that's unlikely. But will Peloton go back to being a healthy, good company which has an opportunity to be well run? That is an issue that is yet to be seen. And a big part of that is, I think this article mentioned it somewhere, or I read it on another one, is they're sitting on such big inventory. I think it was like $800 million worth of inventory that they're sitting on. which is just lying there. I mean, the software will have to be really good to bring that inventory back to life because obviously hardware gets dated as well. Some challenges that they will go through, and let's see what happens on the other side. Meanwhile, as I've said, always, if I mean, I've told you where I am, sunny Goa, speaking from a beach shack. Tell me where you are from, where you're joining the show. Drop me a line, drop me a question. Happy to take those comments in the show. All right, story number 2. We're going to talk about. Yeah, let me get rid of these tabs. The NBA actually. And actually, there's some pretty big news I saw just before coming online that the Brooklyn Nets, of course, thrown up their playbook and thrown out of the window. Kyrie Irving got traded to the Mavericks to see, let's see what he could do with Luka Doncic. And today, I believe Kevin Durant has been traded to the Suns. I think that's another big one, a mega trade with many teams involved. Let's see, he and D-Book, and I believe Chris Paul is not part of the trade, so he'll continue to be at Phoenix. Let's see what they do. Enough sports fan talk. What is the NBA actually doing in terms of growing its audience, which is an important part that I want to talk about. So 16 NBA teams tied, made deals with RSNs. RSNs are regional sports networks that are within specific geographies, within states essentially. Doesn't have to be a state, but it's usually a state. West, and a lot of these teams saw a real bump in their viewership. Great. NBA viewership is on the up. Year-on-year viewership, 16 teams went up 20%. Their overall televised, so traditional media viewers went up only by 1%. Not so great. Their app, League Pass, 43% increase in subscribers. So let's say clearly a move towards streaming. No doubt this was coming, right? Or no particular surprise there. But at the same time, in that, traditional media or TV rights holders are trying to do things, drive engagement, to show, and I think the article talks about it, the new NBA contract will be coming up in 2025. So the rights holders, whether it's TNT, Fox, whoever, are trying to shake and be innovative and still attract audiences. So TNT, inside the NBA, which is a great basketball fan, would attest to that. I certainly find it really fun to watch. I'm going to introduce a watch to earn kind of interactive live game, which is Web3 based. It's a quiz show that Ernie Shack, Kenny, and Charles Barkley will let's say play with the viewers, and watch to earn is the hook, which is sure. I can see that, and the show's format has always been super interactive. They've really invited audiences to participate, and this is another format in which they will do this. Let's just say the broadcasters are trying to bring into the game to make sure that their rights, that when they come up for negotiation, they actually have some holding to stand on, rather than just being ignored by the NBA or by a lot of the sports rights holders. They want to stay part of the conversation, want to stay relevant, so they'll keep trying things. This is another sign of that. So NBA teams are going to regional broadcasters to try to increase their reach. The national broadcasters are trying new formats to keep the conversation for the NBA deal renewal when that happens. We've also recently seen the zone pick up the NFL internationally, I think, for a 10-year period. So a lot of guys are in the picture. The streaming was certainly afoot. All right, speaking of the NFL, I'm going to end with the top story. Yeah, there we go. The Roblox concert. This has to be the top story. Super Bowl tomorrow. I'm probably watching it. I can't say that I will be. I'm not such a big American football fan. Ben was here. He'd probably be talking more about it. But I can talk about what the NFL is doing with Roblox and their partnership to host. Sorry about that. To host a concert in Roblox. Sweetie. She will be performing for an hour, I believe. So it'll be an hour-long concert that will play on 7 p.m. It's family-friendly, fully motion capture, singers singing hit songs, blah, blah, blah. The concert will re-air every hour until Sunday, February 10th. So February the 12th. So from the 10th to the 12th, it will continuously play. And this is happening in Rhythms, which is owned by Warner Group, who Saweetie is an artist for, and fans that connect Super Bowl concerts will also get some digital items and get some digital souvenirs, maybe get some freebies, which they can wear as swag for their Roblox avatars. Not just that, the NFL is also launching a Super NFL Tycoon game with Roblox. This is allowing you basically an NFL team owner and build a team, build a roster, build a stadium, and create this whole virtual world where you're engaging with the virtual audience. Which I have to say, this is in another art. This one, I'm going to quote my numbers here, is of course not significant. The Roblox platform, according to decrypt.com, claims to have 58 million daily active users as of September last year, so not even 6 months ago. That is on Roblox. Compared to Decentraland, who have been out a little bit, Decentraland apparently has 10,000 daily active users, which is not an insignificant number, but it is certainly quite insignificant when compared to 58 million. Yeah, so that's something to consider, and that's why Roblox seems to be the partner of choice for a lot of the sports teams. They've done something with the Australian Open, they've done something with a bunch of different service providers, or a bunch of different rights holders, I should say. I think there is a summary somewhere here. No, that was also in the other article. Anyway, but yeah, the live Super Bowl concert. Anybody who's planning to watch it, let me know how it was once you come out. Yeah, come back to us next week and let us know. That is a wrap for the top news for the week. As always, you want to stay abreast with what's happening, download our reports. That is the latest one that we published last year. We're continuously creating a lot of content. Our new podcast is coming back online. We just dropped the first episode. Today was a great chat with Neil from Frontrunner about an innovative Web3 based sports betting format. We have a really nice lineup of fan focused solutions to keep coming at you in the rest of February, and we'll continue themes in the new month. All right, that is us done for the week. #STX Weekly. See you guys next week.